Stay at Work Kentucky presents A Successful Return to Work, featuring Steve.
My name is Steve Cowherd. I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky. I'm an artist and a photographer. I started doing art after I had my head injury, so about in 2018, into 2018. I did photography prior to my head injury, but never any art. It just kind of came out of the recovery process, I guess, yeah. I heard about Retain Kentucky, and I have what I would call gone back to work twice. I rushed straight back to work after my injury. I crashed and burned after about a year and a half. Then I did some rehabilitation, learned a lot, went back to work, and was a little better about it, but was still having a lot of struggles within the workplace from a cognitive perspective. I did go through the voc rehab, and I also reached out to Retain because I'm on the board of directors at the Brain Injury Alliance of Kentucky, and I wanted to learn more about the program. I decided to enroll in Retain because, one, I wanted to make sure that I was using all of my resources available to me. I wanted to learn about the resources and the service of Retain because I am on the board of directors, and I do go to support groups, 5 or 6 of them, where they're all disabled people in there that and what I found in the community is that most don't have the encouragement and stuff to what it takes to get back to work. I think it is a good service, and I wished I had it when I failed the first time. When I crashed and burned, most definitely. You know, if someone's wanting to go back to work, then probably the order they should engage would be engage an organization like Retain, understand what resources are available, and help them guide them through using those resources. I really didn't disclose anything until after a year and a half. You hide behind it because you're afraid what people are going to think or how they're going to react negatively about your disabilities. I wish I had disclosed right up front and took my 3 months off for FMLA and short-term disability and really embraced the recovery process. Instead, I went straight back to work, so it was a bad mistake, but people can learn from mistakes. I got a neuropsychological exam. I started having really bad difficulties reading, writing, communications, period. I took a dyslexic screening, and it came back that I was 100% positive, a double deficit dyslexic, as well as have a brain injury, and told me I should go get tested. And I couldn't find anybody to do that testing. They did get that done. I have severe to profound hearing loss. They got my hearing devices updated. I have really bad shaking on occasions, and they looked at my workspace and those kind of things, and I got a different mouse that is easier to use when I'm shaking and those kind of things. So definitely through them and just embracing ongoing therapy, embracing that and embracing the mental health challenges that come along with all of this was probably key to getting in a better place than I have been. I thought the vocational rehabilitation experience was very thorough. Ended up getting an IEP, I think it's an individual employment plan, which is a document which kind of formalizes your disclosures and your information with your employer. And it's good to have that too, because if I ever had to change employment, I know I'm prepared for that too. Having gone through all of this has made you very aware of how very different people are. You know, a lot of disabilities are hidden. Every disability I have, maybe with the exception I'm walking with a cane, is hidden. So even though my struggles are very real, people don't see those. More awareness around hidden disabilities is needed.
Retain Kentucky is funded by the U.S. Department of Labor and the Social Security Administration under a grant award of $21,600,000 to the Kentucky Office of Employment and Training that will be incrementally provided. 100% of grant funding is from U.S. federal funds. This product does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the U.S. Department of Labor or the Social Security Administration, nor does mention of trade names, commercial products, or organizations imply endorsement by the U.S. government. Please visit us at stayatworkky.org